my god, it's a Drow strat. You don't pick Drow first. That's...
Hey, but what if they got Drow Queen, and then they just have this Queen off lane that's dumpstering you?
No, Drow Queen.
It's the Trent Protector. It does feel a little scary, though. There's a number of heroes that are pretty good at gap closing. You know, like Clinks can get in position against Drow. You've got the Timber Saw that we mentioned.
Yeah.
Axe, LC, a lot of good gap closers.
As in all of the good gap closers are probably in this game against the Drow.
Yeah, Clockwork isn't, but that's okay.
I mean, he's good.
Remaining.
Anyway, I'm pretty nervous about that, but they do have Treant Protector, which can keep her alive for an extra half a second, so that will be neat.
I don't think it's as much about keeping her alive, it's about keeping your towers alive, because if you have a Drow Ranger, you're good at hitting buildings by the time you get like Aquila Dragonlance, so you take their towers, you protect yours with living armor as long as you can defend them, so if paiN Gaming makes good moves, they can get a big gold advantage taking towers.
But she has to get to that point, though. That's the problem with Drow. If you lose the early game, the game is over. It's just done. Like, how does she come back? She has no way to catch up.
Who do we have?
Oh,
Witch Doctor.
Come on, you should know that sound.
Oh.
I thought that's what I heard. The clunk, the little coconut bouncing.
Badonk.
Witch Doctor is just good at team fighting and basically just maledict somebody. Almost always they're going to die if your follows up. So with like a Queen and a Witch Doctor together, it should allow them to defend towers early and potentially get enemy killed.
Remaining.
I just like the amount of burst damage that they have right now. If they catch a Drow out at any moment and she has Maledict on her, already she's dead. They don't have to pick any other heroes. The game has ended. So,
not very many strong fours in this pool at all, really. You could maybe argue Rubik if you want to just give him a lot of space. Maybe even Coddle too in this situation. Some teams might try a Leshrac maybe. I'm not sure if they'd be willing to do something with like Ninja Boogie and jabs on Dark Willow and Witch Doctor. I don't really see that.
Fit into 4 right now?
It's pretty bad, but I mean it is Captain's Draft, but it looks like it is the Dark Willow.
Okay.
wow. There you go.
They like this hero.
So likely the position 5 for Mineski. One of the things with Dark Willow we talked about is how versatile she is. Play really that core role. What didn't Cinderin say? He's not sold on Dark Willow as a support. So
I feel the same way. But she's okay. Definitely.
I feel like this is probably like roaming 4 though, right? I don't think this will be a core.
I have got something to share. Boys and girls at home who are getting trashed by Dark Willow, would you like to know the hardest counter to this hero that I've found so far?
Is it the S key?
His name is Axe. You blink on Dark Willow when she's in her fairy world with a blade mail, and she insta-kills herself every time. None of her stuff is controllable. So if you can get on top of her with a blink call, she did.
Axe doesn't get Drow Aura though.
No, but I mean, what are you gonna pick all range just
You're
for the
gonna
Drow?
pick the rest of them, right? Off lane Mirana.
You want to make a bet?
No.
They pick all range for the rest of them. I'll wear the wig for the next panel.
You're gonna wear it anyway, but okay.
10 seconds.
They're gonna pick all ranged.
And if I don't, you have to wear the very tight Abe Lincoln shirt.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's
Can't I just wear a wig?
Oh, it's an extra small.
it's a $3 pilgrim costume.
It will constrict you.
We'll make something work.
All right. Anyway, here comes a not ranged hero. Insta pick on the axe here.
There's somebody that could set up for the Mirana.
What about a Wind Ranger mid?
Oh!
I think Wind Ranger's actually okay this game.
Oh!
I was thinking paiN might just want the Rubik. Yeah, Rubik Mirana, that's a nice setup.
Alright, it's Rubik.
Okay.
I'm confident about that one.
Yep. And then their last core, I wonder if they'll pick a ranged core with Drow, No, it's true. They could still go for the Axe. I'd be okay with that. Nice like aggressive stuff. Axe has been very popular this tournament, actually. I think Sumail's been playing him. We saw him a couple times on our stream, too.
He's great. He secures you the mid game, which is something that a lot of heroes do these days, you know? It's all about them early and late. Purge.
He doesn't do it when you build max battle hunger every time that you play it, so.
Don't tell people.
Very secret at this. So if you're looking at paiN right now then, so they have null field, and also the opposite obviously where you can like put the bonus damage, but mostly like protecting S5, pushing in, Drow strats. D-push currently on the side of Mineski, not looking too hot in terms of like some wave clear.
I have this sneaky suspicion that paiN might try to run a Leshrac. I don't know why, but my gut is telling me they're going to want a big nuker pusher that can kind of work with Drow, but also diversify their damage types a little bit.
I think your idea is not bad, but I'm not sold on Lesh right now. I feel like he's a little bit too squishy. There's a lot of damage on the enemy team. I don't think he's the pick here.
Even with a null field to protect him?
But most Rubiks sit on offensive no field anyways, so. Wow, that's a very
classic. That's the old school Drow counter.
Yeah.
You just haunt, get on top of her, get rid of the aura, obliterate.
She gets none of her
or the agi, yeah.
It's a big hurt. The downside of Spec is that you can be pressured, but with what paiN Gaming has, they don't really have the best pressure right now. Rubik and Tree can be a little bit weak level 1 sometimes, so as long as they keep Spectre covered between Dark Willow and Witch Doctor, they should be alright. And
the dream is to, you're smoking, someone smoke pops, maybe you can't see anyone, you just haunt instantly, and then Earthshaker can right away spot the perfect slam and go right in, and then the fight's just over.
Spectre has some versatility as well. She can build for some earlier items, so you get like an early urn, for example. Go like phase boot drum or something.
Yeah, but you're still going to want to get to those like Radiance kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
And once he gets that, I think they're going to be very easy for them to teamfight paiN Gaming. It's just they need to make sure the Spectre has a decent.
They just gotta, they gotta own the early game. Axe, still, come on, put the pressure on him, eh?
Yeah, Axe, Tide, Legion, Timber, all 4 of those heroes actually look pretty decent at this point.
I was thinking about Slarky Malarkey.
It will be the Tide.
Okay.
Tide Hunter,
so call me Abe, I guess.
Okay.
Perfect. No, that looks very good. I think classic Drow Tide, right? I'm not maybe sold on the Treant in
boys,
this combination.
We need predictions. We're tracking predictions. You need to call this game. What do we got? Slacks, you're first. Give us your bold claim.
I had paiN for the series. I still believe it, but not a fan of that first pick Drow. Easy counter. They know exactly what their strategy is, and you can't have an easy strategy against Great.
Mineski, okay?
I mean, it's very easy to say Mineski. I think the Tide was a good pick. You could potentially pressure the Spectre, but I'm not so sure that Mineski is going to...
Oh, so, give me
Mineski.
Give me paiN. I'll take it.
Okay.
paiN
I'm gonna go
over.
I'm going Mineski. I'm going to be honest. I believe in the Spectre.
Drow Tide, man, if there's any lineup that's going to run them over, and that's how we think they're going to do it, this is a run at you lineup. This is trying to get it done. I'm really not sold on the Tree, but if he plays that Tree well and he gets some good like guys roots in there,
it's true.
Can make it happen.
They have some options, and we've seen Tide Hunter be an absolute monster. That hero has felt very powerful in the game we've seen. So maybe there is some hope there. The team fight that'll tie it all together. Possible.
I'm counting on Dark Willow just suiciding like 5 times. Just like trying to play too aggressive or something like that, getting overconfident, feeding away some gold, and then using that for that early advantage. That's how I imagine paiN winning. So try and blow it over there, Dark Willow player. That'd be great. Thanks.
Ninja Boogie feeding. That's your prediction.
Yeah. If paiN wins, will he wear the wig? Can we go round 2 on this? What's double or nothing?
Oh boy, I don't know.
Well, we might be able to find another wig back there, but wow, that battle music, it rumbles.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah. It's good.
I don't know if we have anything more painful.
That's the worst punishment we can have.
Perfect. Thank you. We're so creative. All right, there and there.
Slender Lincoln. All right, boys and girls, this is it. Game number 1 starts now. Let's jump into it. We've got 2 casters to take it away.
Hello, Sunshine here with Cinder and Captain's Draft 4.0 Miner, presented by Events DC. Cinder, you have great posture.
Thank you.
Do you care if I touch you?
No, that's
Is that okay?
That's okay.
Okay,
as long as it's on camera.
Let's get in game.
I need evidence.
Great to hear. Thank you. Great time and age for the world. Anyway, we got paiN Gaming versus Mineski. This is the best of 3. Remember, this is single elimination. So loser of this series is done, Cinder. And how do you feel about that as an ex-player?
Ex-player. Nice. Good one. Thank you. I think single elimination games are obviously always very exciting for both the teams and the fans, right? There's a lot on the line. You don't get that second life. Arguably, you could say that in a way the group stage was a bit of one of your first lives if you would think that some teams in the tournament are a lot stronger than others. Then if you had a better group stage placement, maybe you could have got a better matchup if you think of it that way. But paiN obviously ending last in their group get a really tough opponent in this game. They're going to be playing Mineski, who looked very dominant in their group actually. They beat who was it? They beat Secret. And
everyone. They beat everybody.
They beat both, right? So, as far as this game goes, I actually like paiN's draft quite a bit in this game. I think they have the right type of lineup to run with Drow. They have the Tide Hunter who can go in front and tank for the Drow, so you can hit towers. They have good team fight with both the Ravage and the Overgrowth, so that their ranged heroes can get the damage done. And at the same time, they're playing a Drow strat, which is very timing based and very aggressive, into a lineup that's slow. Like every lineup that has Spectre is bound to not play the fastest kind of Dota. So I think paiN got themselves a pretty good draft here, and I think they realized that the Drow pick could become a problem for themselves as well when the Quap was first picked by Mineski.
Yeah, but we got a Dark Willow, my friend.
We got a Dark Willow, and it's Ice 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 this time.
That's the dream. We were talking about what role she would be playing. You thought it would be 4. I had no idea. Because we've seen it literally every position, I think, this tournament. Maybe not 1 position, but 2 through 5 for sure.
Who played at mid?
I don't remember. I might just be making that up to make myself sound smart. That's a possibility as well. But it will be an off-lane Dark Willow. We'll see how strong she is. I think this is a good test bed for that.
Yeah. I like the hero more in a core position than a support position. Mineski did play it on position, I believe, 5 yesterday and actually did win the game.
You're going to have to hold these horses, my friend. Ninja Boogie's going to get first blooded by Duster on paiN. He's going to attempt to run away on Rubik, but will not get away. So 1-for-1 first blood, though.
That's a duel versus a trial, and they get the first blood. Very surprising. A little bit of
How do you feel about Spectre in these types of situations? It feels like at least historically speaking, quite a weak hero.
Yeah,
in the early stages of the game.
Spectre's laning is one of the worst out of any hero. It's melee, it has low damage, it's not very fast, like the base move speed is bad, the nuke deals more or less insignificant damage. So most of the time what gives Spectre a successful laning stage is either that you flat out outnumber your opponent so Spectre can farm, or that you lane dodge, or that Spectre plays a comeback style. Actually, nice cast up top here into the fissure.
Yeah, Duster's in a bit of trouble, but the telekinesis will be there. He's blocked up by the fissure though. Attempting to get out. Spectral daggers there though, completely blocked up. Might actually get away with just sub 50 HP. Jabs in the meantime, he's gonna get gushed. Trying to walk away as best he can. Looks like the right click will take him down by Duster. And Tavo just a beast of burden in this lane right now.
Nice kill. They actually had enough damage because he skilled the gush and they have the draw aura. So Rubik hits just a little bit harder. I actually think that extra 3 damage made the difference there with a couple of attacks he got in. So nice from paiN. I'm a bit surprised they didn't use the tree.
HFN. He's going to go down the right clicks of Moon. Nice fissure there from Jabs. As he's going to pick up a haste room, back on his way towards top.
Welcome back into the game, JJ Backup Audio.
Oh, thank you.
Good to see you.
Oh yeah, big shout out to Pimp Muckle who's taken over for camera. I was thinking about making that my side career, but after yesterday, that was a debacle to say the least.
So far, I can't tell the difference.
Okay. Oh, we haven't missed a kill yet, have we? Pretty sure I missed the first kill of the first cast. So. Definite improvement here so far.
You've been doing great, Shane.
Thanks, buddy.
You're really good.
You're a real gem. Thanks for coming. Thanks for taking time away from your playing career to cast with me. You're the best, buddy.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Tavo right now, level 3. 2 levels in Anchor Smash. At what point does it become almost unkillable in this lane, do you feel? Or is there a point?
The Mineski lane is just pretty weak at killing Tide. You see, it's very unusual that Tide will not have a point in Kraken Shell at level 3, but the fact that he hasn't skilled it shows that he has this understanding that this Mineski lane just doesn't really deal damage. Like Shaker has low damage, Witch Doctor is okay, but they don't have anything to really make this Maledict tick up. There's no damage coming out of the carry, so I would say Tavo's in a pretty good spot. He might skill Kraken Shell on level 4, but already with this Raindrop and Magic Stick, he's kind of unkillable, I would say. Well. So far so good for paiN in that top lane. In the mid lane, as expected, Moon is doing very well on the Queen of Pain. I think this is his best hero. Mineski also played it yesterday, I believe, maybe twice even. They definitely played it once. And Ice is level 4 in the offlane on Dark Willow, so...
Oh. Fissure will miss, HFN will be healthy for now. Bottom lane though, we're gonna have a Bramble come out. He's just gonna hide inside the trees. That's a good tree ant protector. Invis rune here for Ice though. Now this is an interesting here. We talked about him in the beginning of the game, but what are you expecting from him at this stage? Do you think somebody takes over in the offlane at some point and he starts roaming a bit? Because I've seen a lot of that in this tournament in Midas mode as well.
I think if you're having this good of a start on Dark Willow, you probably want to stay in the offlane as long as you can get free levels. Like when you're almost level 5, minute 4, obviously that's one of the weaknesses of Drow, not the best laner, and they put Tree in here because she kind of needs help with playing this lane. If you're getting free levels like this, I think you stay and you just keep leveling up as much as possible, and if there's a fight happening, you can always TP rotate, and it's going to get rooted and gusted actually. Decent damage coming out from pAIN here, but...
he's at half HP, but he's not scared. He can put down a Bramble. Again, look at that damage towards the tree and easy kill for Ice. Underestimating the power of the fairy woman. Is that appropriate to say fairy woman? Are fairies women? They're in between. I don't know what
you
they
can
are.
do better.
All right, we'll work on that as a term. It's the first game of the playoffs, so we'll have plenty of time.
Warm up cast.
We can write down some suggestions later as well from the crowd.
Oh, we didn't even mention Living Armor as another factor in this top lane.
Yeah,
it's going to be cast on Tree now, or on the Tidehunter.
Does he still not have Kraken Shell?
He got a point in it now.
Okay.
But as far as like game plans go, what you always need to consider with a Drow strat is how much it accelerates when Drow hits level 6. And the good news for pAIN, even though there's been a couple of kills going the way of Mineski, is that King RD largely has been getting pretty good farm and now has his treads available close to level 6. And that will accelerate, especially the Mirana will benefit a lot from this.
Duster, he sees Jabs right there. Takes a Spectral Dagger back to the face, but Ninja Boogie's here with a Cask into the Fissure. That's a lot of damage coming out with the Enchant Totem. That is a dead Rubik. Mushi better be careful, though. Has about 200 HP, but will live through the day, so a nice kill there from Mineski. But right now, Mushi, 26 and 10, all things considered, doing pretty well.
Yeah, this is to be expected when they're Tri versus dual lane. If Trand was up here, Mushi would not have this much farm, but then the question is how much would it cost their Drow in the safe lane playing against Dark Willow. So paiN has kind of been playing as a buffer down here and did end up dying once, as you saw, to keep his Drow in good condition. Now that Drow is level 6, we might see the Trand rotate to top. I feel like they could put a lot more pressure on this Spectre and give him a worse game. But I'm sure Mushi is very happy sitting on 30 CS. A lot of the time we see Spectres at this time in the game, like 6.5 minutes in, you're sitting around 15 if you're having a tough lane.
I'm actually a little surprised HFN's only level 3, or Jabs I should say, level 3. A lot of these games in this tournament he's been roaming level 5 level. He actually, in some cases, the highest level in the game at like 7-8 minutes.
It's one of the weaknesses of playing a safe lane tri lane for this long. Like, you've actually just flat out tri lane in the safe lane for 6 minutes.
The Fissure is there. And this is going to be a lot of damage being applied with that Bedlam. Ice takes another kill for himself on this Dark Willow, who... Is this a hero that can just take over the game, you think? She has drums. I don't exactly know what the build is for offlane.
In this kind of game, I think Drow, or rather the Dark Willow, will fare pretty well. I don't think it's like the perfect Dark Willow game. There's a couple of things that are annoying for her to deal with, especially Gust can be a problem.
We're going to have a telekinesis here. Treant protecting out mid lane. We're going to see the beautiful dodge there from Mirana. And the Witch Doctor died. Hey, we're on the same pace, Pimp. We've both missed one.
You can't watch 2 kills at once, right?
Don't shake your head at me. Mushi now in the top lane. So, what, 36 and 11? I'd say as far as CS is concerned, compared to the Drow, pretty even. But I believe Spectre is much lower level because of all the heroes leeching XP from her.
She did get her level 6 now, and Drow is 6.5, so it's not the biggest difference.
Oh, that's actually really surprising.
Now that Haunt is available, I mean, that's part of the reason why the supports have been low level, right? The Witch Doctor and Shaker didn't take as much XP from Mushi as they could have. They got 1 or 2 pulls off, and that's kind of it.
Ooh, the Fissure blocking King RD in. Bedlam is there. It's going to deal a little bit of residual damage. It's King. Oh my God. Okay, he's just dead.
Shadow Realm, baby.
Yeah, what level is that?
Level 4.
Okay.
This is the standard build of Dark Willow. You max Shadow Realm first, and then Brambles are secondary. And sometimes you see a value point in Cursed Crown. I've seen core Willows not even get Cursed Crown until level 10. But has got that value point, and I agree with that. I feel like this skill point is too good to skip. It's a 2-second stun, right? For 1 point, it's pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you talked about how some people have just skipped Cursed Crown entirely, which is kind of surprising to me as a kind of a value level. It's been pretty effective overall since I mean, compared to the other skills, it's a little underwhelming, I guess, in some respects, right?
It's a really good way to set up Bedlam, right? Like, you can't 100% rely on Brambles to keep the target in place, so that way you make sure that you will be able to get up close. He's used it in both of the kills on Drow, I believe. The Cursed Crown has been integral in landing the kill, so... Mineski should be pretty happy right now. Their laning stage is obviously going very well at this point. The Haunt has not even been used. Mushi is level 7, so rotation plays are available, and that's actually exactly what they're going to do now. They have a smoked Queen of paiN and Witch Doctor looking out for any possible opening in the Radiant jungle, and they're ready on that Haunt trigger button for a play mid. This is going to hurt for paiN.
Yeah, Duster. Oh, it's actually going to be applied to that poor Drow Ranger. Easy kill from Mineski. Actually forces a TP out from Tavo. He has Ravage now. Have yet to see that come into play, but yeah, the supports in general right now just feel more underleveled than we've been seeing in this tournament so far because of all the roaming. There's constant roaming from both teams.
Yeah, I'm looking at Ice right now, like level 9.5. I feel like this should not be happening. If you give Dark Willow away and you let it off lane, giving that hero a free lane is so dangerous, and Treant Drow just have not been able to put pressure on him at all, and he's kind of ramping up the pace here. He's second on last hits. He's taking the enemy safe lane tower minute 10 against the Treant.
Deny, can he get it? Will he try?
Really?
No, he's not.
Living armor?
No. So tower from Mineski. Oh, Runes might be in some trouble with. Nope. Starstorm not able to come out, or he already used it. And we have a TP out in the bottom lane now. So close calls. Ninja Boogie trying to get that level 6 Of course, the Treant Protector only level 4 right now. No
Treant Protector is
yeah, the
dead.
Sentry is there, and that is a dead Treant to say the least. Jabs takes credit for that. As the score is now 3-8 in favor of Mineski with actually a 4K lead. Higher than I thought it would be.
paiN have to push the tempo now. They need to take towers. If they don't start trying to play aggressively as 5 or 4 heroes.
Well, we'll see how strong Ice is right here. He's getting telekinesis, but there's a Shadow Realm. He's going to pop his ult. There's a Ravage, though. He's doing so much damage to this Titan. He might be able to solo kill him. In fact, he does. TP support is there in the form of Ninja Boogie, but didn't really need it, honestly. And here comes the Spectre. Duster attempting to TP out. There's the cast, though, onto Drow Ranger. King RD. The Shadow Realm should be enough to finish him off. That's a double kill for Ice. And we're seeing this hero at its highest potential, I feel like, right now, at least in the early stages.
When Dark Willow gets free levels and good farm in lane, the hero is absolutely extreme at this point. And I think that's one of the key things you have to deal with when you're playing against Dark Willow. Obviously, these players are maybe not the most experienced at playing these matchups because the hero is not in captain's mode, but I'm sure they've played their plenty share of pubs against Dark Willow players that get a free lane, and sometimes it just feels like you don't really have control of the game very early on when that happens. And Ice, he's 5-0 minute 12 on this Dark Willow, level 10. And the way I see it, the moment he gets his next item, I think he can solo kill any hero on the map. He's going for that Yule Scepter, obviously the perfect setup. He actually has it now. Oh dear. Just a lot of damage. Often we see Dark Willows go for a Kaya as part of the build. This time he's gone for the drums, so I think he's going to bypass that, and we might see him go straight for either a Hex or a Blink Dagger next.
Oh, the Sonic Wave misses. Of course, he was invisible. He's actually going to taunt. Not sure if that's an auto or not, but this is South American team, so let's just assume it was on purpose. Tavo lives through the day. Maledict will not be enough to take him out. Ninja Boogie's still searching. Don't think he's going to find him, though. He TP's back to base.
Compared to the Queen of paiN, I feel like it's been all bottom lane Duster. Yeah, they actually got away from him.
It's going to take a Shadow Realm. In fact, it's going to be on King RD. Bramble comes out. No, that's the Terrorize. In fact, it's going to completely miss. And see if they can turn this around. He actually stole Terrorize. The Yules is going to keep him up with that Shadow Realm still activated. He's not going to be able to... Oh, he does actually at the last moment hit the Treant Protector. And with that stun, doesn't have vision, though. They do clean up the Drow Ranger on the bottom side. And HFN, he's going to find Moon with that Star Storm. A little arrow. Not going to be enough to actually take him out. Moon actually does not blink to the low ground. He could be being taken out here, but here's the reinforcements in the forms of Jabs and Mushi. Fissure, Mushi's right click, Living Armor trying to keep him alive, but doesn't look to be the case this time around. So a 2-for-0 in the bottom half of the map.
And I was about to say, I feel like Mirana has been really quiet this game, like hasn't been involved in that much, mainly just pushing out mid and farming, whereas Moon has been moving a little bit more with that Queen of paiN trying to make plays. I think for paiN Gaming's lineup to shine, this Mirana has to get more involved. She's the only hero on the paiN side having a good time right now. High level, good farm. She has the Drow Aura on her side. They need to try to set up some sort of smoke play where they group up and collapse a tower and then use their Ravage, use the Mirana to deal the damage that they do have. If you keep playing like this with Drow and you just sit back and try to farm and play slowly, the hero loses a lot of its potential, especially when it's counterpicked by the Spectre.
Oh, Ninja Boogie finds them with the smoke here. It reveals at the very least. Looks like he will drop to the deck as the arrow does connect. So paiN at least gets something out of that, but they definitely wanted a bigger target.
Yeah. They smoked in here to get this objective. This is the primary goal of the play. They're happy to get a support on the way. Obviously, it would have been better if they got a core, but anything right now that allows them to siege this tower is very welcome for them. On the other side, Mineski just keeps pushing the side lanes. They're not interested in trying to defend this tower without the Witch Doctor, so we have the Dark Willow pushing out bottom, and we had the Spectre up top, who's, by the way, sitting on a pot of 3,000 gold. Looks like Mushi will be rushing Radiance this game after Aquila. Ooh. And that means that this relative, like this gold advantage from Mineski is not that powerful right now because there's 3,000 of this net worth lead that is not being put to use at all. Hence the gold advantage is a bit deceptive, and the Radiant side can definitely take a team fight if they do manage to combine and set up correctly.
Oh my. Oh dear. My. I'm sure Sir Action Slacks has something to do with it. So you want to hear something interesting, Cinderin?
Sure.
You know, we had some delays today.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that.
No.
The lobby kept breaking, let's call it. And we started kicking all the other language casters because, you know, we start with China, then Philippines, because we just assume it's the usual business in esports. But it turns out after the 15th lobby that Slacks was connected to the lobby and alt-tabbed, and he was ruining it over and over again. So, in fact, he is the literal reason why we're late to start the day. So if you guys see him out there in the crowd at some point today, give him a little pat in the back.
He actually just got multiple other language casters out of the lobby.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Great job, Slacks.
I mean, he's a red coat after all, trying to ruin the tournament. So
guess so. Yeah. Well, first
so far,
mission accomplished so far. Great job, Slacks.
Well done. So we are back into the game. And 6K lead, like you said, half of it going towards that. I mean, he's going to have Radiance pretty soon. And once he gets that, that's going to be super scary for paiN Gaming. And we talked about Spectre kind of countering Drow in general.
Yeah, the primary way that Spectre usually deals with Drow very well, I mean, the obvious thing is obviously Haunt, right? Like, you Haunt in, you find her in the backline, and you start fighting her, but Spectre's itemization in general is so good against Drow. Drow has no way of dealing with Manta style. She has no way of dealing with diffuse.
Oh, the air, that was not intended for him. A Terrorize comes out, Ninja Bug going to find a way to get Echo Slam, though, is there onto 1. Ravage to fall, only going to hit 2. Don't know if they have actually enough damage to take anybody out, but Jabs does fall. Sonic Wave, HFN attempting to TP out. The right clicks don't look like they will suffice. Nope, the Sonic, or the Scream of paiN is there. And the Shadow Haunt
is available now
to do damage from the backside. Ice. There's the Haunt. He's going to come in onto King RD. That's a lot of lost damage. He's going to miss the Spectral Dagger though. Ice again with the Shadow Realm.
Oh, really good.
This should be more than enough damage to take out 2 more members of paiN Gaming. That's 4 dead in trade of only the Earthshaker, unless Witch Doctor died. That's
Witch Doctor did get arrowed first.
Oh, that's right.
He was the kill that started the fight. He already spawned.
that was pretty. I wish we could get an instant replay of that.
This is a relic for Mushi.
Yes.
And yeah. So what I was getting at was the itemization of Spectre in general is really good against Drow, right? Because you don't have a good way of dealing with illusions from Manta. You are really annoyed when you're blinded by Radiance. You're not a very mobile hero, so it's annoying when you get slowed and you get diffused. So like all of the items that Spectre likes to buy are just innately good against that hero. That's why Drow strats that play against Spectre in general will try to play a really fast pace and look to group up and take towers, and it just hasn't gone well enough for paiN Gaming.
Curse Crown into, oh my god, okay. Good lord, Rubik just gets destroyed. Are there any cool, you're talking about spell steal from Rubik and how Bramble could be pretty useful, because it's kind of confusing whose it is, because it's not going to be any different as far as visual, like visually speaking. Is there anything else that you think, like obviously Fissure is a huge one?
Fissure's the best spell steal this game. Yeah, I think Fissure is good.
You don't like Haunt? You don't like the Rubik Haunt?
Nice. Yeah, then you itemize for it, and Rubik gets Radiance.
Oh, that sounds pretty good. Yeah.
Obviously Blink from Queen of paiN is a pretty good spell steal. You get the mobility, Sonic Wave. A good steal. That's actually a lot of good steals across the board when you look at it. The only hero you don't want to spell steal from in this game ever really is Spectre. So that is not really the problem for this Rubik. The problem for Rubik rather is that their laning stage went as poorly as it did, and that they haven't been able to use this timing of Drow Ranger, and when she falls behind and plays slow, it will be difficult. So I'm not sure what the game plan right now is for paiN, if they think that they can keep farming with this Mirana and she will get strong enough that she can fight as Spectre and the Dark Willow and Queen of paiN later on. I would not agree with that. But maybe they just don't feel like they have any other options. Like if they try to group up and take a tower fight, maybe they feel like they're going to lose it. Let me tell you something, it's only going to get harder when this Radiance comes out.
Yeah. And the Radiance, it's just going to amplify everything from Mineski, I feel. I mean, Ice right now, look at him. He's not scared of the Tidehunter at all. Level 14 on this Dark Willow. Just annoying the crap. Yeah, here's that Fissure, Maledict as well. Death Ward, I mean, doesn't even matter. It's more than enough damage with the Maledict applied. Tavo, still at that top tier 1. The Curse Crown on a creep, actually.
Missed the dust there, Jabs.
Now, Terrorize, but that, I believe that was a stolen one from Duster. Is he going to steal something else now? The Death Ward, in fact. Ninja Boogie looks like he'll find his way to the grave one way or the other, unless he can somehow maneuver himself out of the trees here, but not to be this time around. So we're seeing trades, but it's supports for cores.
Yeah.
Definitely not what paiN's looking for.
It's not good enough. They need to just flat out, I mean, I've said it multiple times now, but I just don't see any option except that for their lineup. It's very one-dimensional what this Radiant lineup can do, and if it doesn't get executed properly and they don't hit that timing, then eventually they will just be forced into fights at Roshan that they can't win anymore. The Aegis will go to the Dire and they can take it slow. That's one thing that's really nice from Mineski here, is they shouldn't feel in any rush at all. Like as long as they're pushing waves and farming, all the pressure in the game is on paiN.
All right, so now that net worth lead is a little bit more accurate since the Radiance is online.
Yes.
So
now it's
Mineski
really
has a giant lead.
Giant,
9K at 19 minutes is enormous. 40 movement speed, talent picked up by Ice. And we might have some action here as Moon's going to run right into Duster. Shadow Realm coming out, but the telekinesis is there. The fissure into the curse crown. That's a lot of disable, but not a whole lot of damage right now. It's a tier 1 tower. Will be the focus for Mineski.
Gonna get living armored for now. Doesn't look like they're going to be in time to defend it regardless, though. Or, well, Tavo's walking in. Arrow, not connecting.
Yeah, Arrow not going to connect. Bramble got this hero is so annoying. The Shadow Realm now. You can just spam these spells. I mean, he has Yules, I believe. He is super fast, actually. With the 40 move speed, 495 move speed.
Drum,
Yules to travel, drums, Yules, and that talent. That's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, Yules is just the perfect item for this hero, I think. It's very nice to get the extra move speed. You want the mana regen because your spells are expensive. It sets up your entire combo. You cast Curse Crown on someone, you Yule them, and then when they drop down, they get stunned. If you time it perfectly, you can kill heroes that have blinks, even like you. It's so hard to deal with. You just, you know, when they come down from the Yules, you even put them in brambles, so they can't, like, it's kind of, this hero has a bit of everything, right? It has a root, it has a lot of damage, it has a stun, it has evasion, it has an AoE knockdown with the fear. All right, I like this play from pAiN.
Yeah, this is
gotta
something
do
they need to do. Absolutely.
I think it should have done this a long time ago, actually. It should have done it before the Spectre even spent her gold. Just go here and make something happen in the game.
Yeah.
Looks like Mineski might know the jig is up here, but could be too late.
Oof, I don't know. It's going to be tough. Terrorize is there. That's going to hit on one hero. Nice positioning from pAiN Gaming. Here comes Ice, but HFN isn't going to be able to get the Aegis of the Immortal. Bramble Maze comes out. This is not the area you want to be in. Sonic Wave coming in to finish off here. It's a 2-for-0 right now, and it looks like Mineski is just cleaning up despite giving up the Roche.
Oh, great.
They're even going to find the HFN kill in their own jungle. That's the Aegis, but you have to think they have enough heroes as long as they can get one disable. The Enchant Totem, nice timing. Shadow Strike, this is just ridiculous. Mineski is just cleaning up left and right. 22-7, 12k lead for Mineski, and no more Aegis for pAiN.
And again, the thing about this is I like pAiN's play. I just think it's too late. Like this idea they should have got 7 minutes ago, or maybe even more. I don't know if they could have taken Roche around the 10 to 12 minute mark. It's not that easy. Maybe if they would have bought a medallion on someone, it could have worked out, and then they could try to snowball that into towers. But now that the timing is in this current, I'm trying to find a silver lining here from pAiN, and I'm not finding it. Like, I don't know what their lineup can really do anymore. Mineski is just gonna run at them whenever they have their cooldowns ready, force them to fight. And if they can't kill the Spectre off first, she will kill everyone just with passive damage from Radiance and Haunt Illusions. So,
thank you.
Gotta make their last stand. I wonder if Mineski are gonna try to high ground here. They don't have to. Keep farming if they wish.
Is there like a best case scenario for pAiN in these fights? You have Moonlight Shadow, maybe a surprise initiation with Ravage. The question is, do they have enough damage to actually take out a couple cores before Mineski can react?
I think the absolute best case scenario is they Moonlight in. Oh, hang on, Tavo. Oh, he got caught by a
really wanted that deny, and it might cost him his life. A couple more right clicks, the fissure ensures it. Easy kill for pAiN, or for Mineski.
I guess the best case scenario is they Moonlight Shadow in, they come in from the back, they find Spectre, they kill Spectre, she does not have buyback haunt. At the same time, they're controlling the Shaker, so he can't blink echo them. And Dark Willow takes his hands off the keyboard for 5 seconds.
Well, he has a blink now. Arrow is not going to connect as Maledict is applied, but Ninja Boogie will be able to TP out to safety.
Oh, they're actually standing under this ward right now. That ward has had its full lifetime on the enemy side. This ward is really strong just because it's not always obvious that it's placed. You know, there's some places where, okay, we just took a fight and they clearly had vision. You very quickly narrow it down which ward it is. And this ward is by no means uncommon, but it's just like the area that it sees is not as often in use. So a lot of the time you get information but don't actually take the fight in the ward, but it helps you prepare for a fight. Let's say in the Roche pit, right? You see the enemy team move in toward Roche, and then you take a fight in the Roche pit, and they're like, oh, they definitely had vision. And then you try to de-ward around the Roche, but the ward actually just saw you move in there rather than be part of the fight. So, wards like these are becoming a lot more popular in Dota because teams have got way better at knowing the ward spots and de-warding. So a lot of the times you choose a ward that sees less of the map, but gives information that is more reliable to remain for multiple minutes.
So I know you're going to think I'm being sarcastic, but
yes,
I'm not being sarcastic. That was very interesting. Do you think I'm being sarcastic? I'm not. That was great. You're the best, buddy.
Thank you. I think you're great too. Was I being sarcastic? You think?
That's a tough one. I mean, Europeans don't really understand sarcasm. Let's be real.
right, I'm pretty sure I taught you sarcasm. All right, Rubik is in trouble. Rubik will die.
Yes, in trouble is an understatement. Another easy kill. And the crazy thing about, not that Bedlam is even necessary for that kill necessarily, but 40-second, is it a 40-second cooldown level 3?
30 now.
30 right now.
It's 40, 30, 20.
Oh, that's right. It goes down to 20. My bad. My bad, yeah.
What was the old Bedlam cooldown was 2018-16, I think.
Was it?
The first version, yeah. The first version of Dark Willow was something.
Yeah, that's an... Okay, you're Ice Frog right now. All right?
Okay.
You've turned into Ice Frog.
Yeah.
Do you think he's balanced?
Dark Willow?
Yes.
No.
Like, how imbalanced?
Not yet.
It's not that bad, right?
No, it's not that bad. I think the first Dark Willow was very clearly kind of ridiculous, but it very quickly got nerfed. I also think this game doesn't necessarily showcase the place the hero is in, because he had like a perfect lane. Yeah. He doesn't have any very good natural counters against him. And a lot of heroes will look extremely good under those conditions.
I mean, we've gotten a decent sample size in Captain's Drive, and she's gotten stomped a few times for sure.
I still think the hero is a bit too good in some ways, but it's not as ridiculous as some people make it out to be. You need to counterpick it with the right type of heroes, of course. And
I think, like, generally
you know, in some
speaking,
games you 10th pick a Timbersaw, and there's like nothing against Timbersaw, and you're like, Timbersaw is so broken, right?
Yes.
But I feel like Dark Willow has less scenarios where it's hard countered than Timber does. So, that's a good fear from Ice. Will he be able to get potted down here? Yes.
Oh, that's a Bedlam. I don't know if you know, that has a 20-second cooldown at level 3. So it's pretty good. Top lane, we have the Fissure, we have the Enchant Totem. Mushi's here to play as well. Ice. Boots of Travel, no big deal. Shatter him. Will he take it for himself? No, not in time, buddy.
He tried to.
Yeah, he really did.
Definitely tried to.
Fit for a queen.
500 health talent now for Mushi. Spectre's talents, I think, are actually really good. That is not the reason the hero is not picked very much, as Rubik dies in mid as well. Mineski are all over the place right now. Killing heroes, looking for a Javen. He will leap out
Fissure
for now.
coming in
Good
as well.
Fissure.
Ninja Boogie looking for a potential cast. Oh,
great combo.
Actually missed, but at this stage of the game, it does not matter. It's all for lulz. The tier 2 tower is taken out. And
There's definitely high ground here. They're going to bring down the Spectre. So I think Spectre's talents are really good, but like the hero just has some still really strong or big innate weaknesses in laning. Good living armor. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not going to stop Fissure, unfortunately. And King RD looks to be next on the list. He pops the BKB, but to no avail. I believe that was a 10-second BKB, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe paiN Gaming may have lost the game.
I believe so. Luckily for them, this is the best of 3, so they can come back in game 2 coming up next, but honestly, they do still need to finish the job.
I have to say, I'm a bit surprised. When you're a team that goes Drow first 2, and just watching this game, that's a really good cast.
Oh, the Sonic Wave. BKB popped by Moon. Not quite enough damage yet, but Duster finally finds his way to the grave. And the rest of Mineski is just, you know, objective-based gaming. Fortification's there, but don't think that's going to really do a whole lot, as 2 members of paiN Gaming are dead with no buyback.
Pump faking the Ravage. Mineski didn't even flinch.
Have we seen Overgrowth yet? I'm sure we
used it once.
Okay.
Once or so. But
we haven't had any like great team fights for paiN for I'd say the last 30 minutes, which is, it's a 27-minute game, so.
They did have a good team fight before the game started. They won the rock, paper, scissors.
Well, that's true. Yeah, they own that. Rock over scissors, by the way. We got to keep track of these stats.
Absolutely. There will be a meta game in that later on in the tournament for sure.
You know, okay, since we're getting to the territory where we can actually go off on tangents, this is my favorite part of casting. I should just make this into a podcast. Do you think that there is skill involved in rock, paper, scissors?
Yes, when you've played enough games against one opponent.
Now, let's say I need to clear my throat.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I know we have a cough button, but I'm not going to use it. The audience can just deal. Oh, we actually have a smoke gang. So paiN, we'll have to get back to this in a minute. Don't forget, don't let me forget.
I don't think
they're
not connecting on the smoke, so you can go ahead.
Okay, just want to make sure. So, first time playing. Let's say there's no history between the 2 members that are playing rock, paper, scissors, but you can see each other's faces.
Yeah.
Is there any skill involved?
Uh-oh. The fight is breaking out, Chan. Why are you talking about rock, paper, scissors when there's a fight breaking out?
The BKB terrorizes there. Looks like Deathward's going to do a little bit of damage, but that's a lot of Maledict coming out onto Tidehunter. Looks like he will fall one way or the other. In fact, the first one to do so without using Ravage. 2 dead for paiN, and a nice double Fissure, 1 canceling King RD's TP, and that's just going to be GG. Yeah. Can't blame them. Mineski taking game 1 in style, one could say.
Yeah, I think when you first 2 Drow like this and you play this kind of strategy, I'm a bit surprised that I thought when you see a team first 2 Drow, you would feel like, okay, they're confident in this strategy. Drow is played in a very specific way. You try to hit this timing together, and I just didn't to me, this didn't feel like a paiN gaming that we're playing around Drow's timing in this game. They picked the Drow strat. It didn't really get played as a Drow strat, in my opinion, and Mineski just took full advantage of that and got themselves pretty much a straightforward, pretty easy win in this one. Now, about rock, paper, scissors.
Yes, please.
If you're looking at each other and you make stupid faces, do you think one is better than the other then?
I think...
Like, what do you get out of looking at your opponent before they choose?
It's mind games. You can tilt them. There's a lot of different factors coming into play.
Okay, so what if you have your backs against each other? There's no mind game.
Oh, exactly. That's why we did backs at this tournament.
But you just said there's mind games when you look at each other.
Yes. When they turn, they've already used whatever tool they want. So they don't. I'm saying you see.
And you have to be unique if you're the underdog, as we talked about before. No one's going to argue that they aren't the underdog in the series. You got to think a little crazy, you know, do something that
That was pretty crazy.
well, I mean, the wrong kind of crazy. Think of something unique that they might not be expecting. You pick a drought, even if I know what you're going to do, that's a real bad strat. So, do it.
Keep trying.
You're right about drought. There's no curveball. Right? You know, you pick first pick drought, you really know where that draft is going. There's no, I got you. It's a position 5 drought. This silence is really going to show you.
Falling back.
Hey,
Thanks,
I knew it
camera.
was stolen.
Great job.
They found it. They couldn't find you earlier, but.
You know, adds a little credence to your argument that Techies is such a threat. He must be first banned.
Low key broken.
Okay, he does. I would say if you're the underdog, that Techies could potentially be very good. Obviously, blast off level 1 is easy to get kills with if anybody else on your team does some damage. And then having to move into mid game, there's a chance that Mineski would get thrown off their game a little bit. It's basically like the cheesiest hero in the game probably. Like, and that its playstyle is so weird. It's not as cheesy as it used to be when you could stack mines on the same spot, but still very obnoxious sometimes. So
now,
yeah,
boys,
span and cheese.
I want to point out a lot of scary pushing heroes in this draft, right? We've got Lycan. I saw a Dragon Knight up there. I saw a Chen, not a hero that we've really talked about much in Captain's Draft, but can be pretty good in those cheesy type moments to get some early momentum, try to seal out a game.
Definitely a strong
Also
Mineski hero.
Pugna and Jakiro in the.
Yeah, I really like the Chen idea actually.
Chen, huh? Been a long time. When's he gonna get a new ult already?
5 seconds.
Yeah.
You don't think it
kinda
fits?
crappy.
It is kind of weird. Just like mech.
Maybe.
Yeah. If I get it off in time.
Oh, mechanism. That's my ultimate.
Yeah.
Pretty horrible.
It's not great, I would agree. The
Any-
cooldown is just way too long.
Any suggestions for new ult, Spurge?
I don't know if I want to go there, man.
You take over a hero like you take over creeps. Just kidding. Not actually. That's
Super
terrible.
enchant?
That's awful.
What if you could charm towers?
5 seconds.
When it starts
Idea.
hitting at them, then you can't take the tower.
That's not the Axe tiny idea. You grab the tower for your.
They try to run back to your fountain and then you take over the fountain and it kills them.
Not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping for the Naga to make it through. For the possibility of the like ice Naga kind of style. I think he was also playing it around that time frame when it was being used in like a solo safe lane, like when KP was doing it.
Remaining.
But
All right, Mineski, first pick.
5
It's
seconds.
gonna be.
Void Shadow Fiend. Yep.
That's it, BSF.
And Lycan's still in the pool, actually. He did not get banned, so we could very easily see him pick this game.
Guys,
hear me
let
out.
me tell you about Lycan.
Okay.
Now, this hero is crazy. He is really strong right now, though, for real. Very hard hero to deal with. And we talked yesterday on the panel about any hero that can help you win a team fight and then help you secure objectives afterwards, like that Rasta type deal. You win a team fight, drop wards, push a tower. Lycan fits into that category.
paiN Gaming, give me something
There he
cool.
is.
Wow. Got it. Great call, Zyori.
Thanks, Slax.
Everyone clap for Zyori. He picked Lycan. Yes, thank you, crowd.
Gosh darn right,
It only
Slax.
took 6 games where it was banned in the first phase.
Wowee.
Well, all right.
So we gonna channel up here or what?
Remaining.
On Lycan Chen, get that helm. Think of the helm of Dominator with those two heroes with all the changes.
I don't think you need. It's a little overkill, I feel.
That's the name of the game.
I mean, if
Captain's
anything,
Draft.
you need a lot of like split pushing, kind of like. Cause Lycan can hit buildings, but it's better if he's kind of by himself. You don't necessarily want the enemy team to be there, so if you can push in other lanes, it can be a really nice combo. He's got to be a little worried about like Yule's one shots though. That's always like the scary thing about playing strength heroes, I feel.
It's true. What did we see yesterday? Oh, it was the Naga Shadow Fiend. That was the combo that we saw banned out so much. The net into triple raise.
It worked out really well.
Not really a great way here to do it other than the...
Okay, boys.
Pretty safe.
A little push Dota.
Yep, and it's a 5. So kind of covers a lot of bases. Pushing towers, decent team fighting, decent damage.
Makes you not want to play Faceless Void. That's a good one, you know? Yeah.
I mean, they may pick Void themselves still.
They could put
I guess not.
they could put fire in the chrono now. Nobody wants to fight in there.
Remaining.
It's okay. That's
think,
an okay idea.
The second biggest stun to go with the ice path is Chronosphere.
Great work. The Abaddon, we've seen it already with the Shadow Fiend. Very strong combination.
I don't know if it's.
I think if there's like one more good stun.
I don't know if it's a solution necessarily. Like, it's great against Jakiro because you can remove dual breath and liquid fire and stuff like that. But against somebody like Lycan who just does overwhelming physical damage, I don't think a shield is really gonna make the big difference.
Oh boy.
Wow. So Purge, refresh us on the current state of Pugna.
So basically, he was the OP hero. The new patch hit, and things are feeling a little different. And keep in mind the big changes were things like int heroes have magic resistance. So before you could get like a huge amount of damage on Pugna, but now if you try to kill a Jakiro that's under farmed late game, it's actually really hard because he's got this natural like 15-20% magic resistance. So that's one of the big reasons I think that Pugna's fallen off a lot, is because of those kinds of changes. So I think Pugna works well here though, because you can save somebody from Lycan. You can also push very rapidly. Yep. You can decrep allies that are about to die. I think it's a good pickup here.
He'll probably be off lane, I would guess, for Ice Ice Ice.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, probably still works just fine.
I also like Kunkka against Lycan. X mark the smog. The dog runs real fast. Just pull him back to where he was. Helps buy a little bit of time. Very good support. Or core.
Yeah, true.
You know, Mushi Kunkka, right? That's happened before.
Spirit Breaker. Oh, wow, that was quick. Darkseer, Spirit Breaker combo? Could it be?
I was thinking about Darkseer because of the Lycan combo and the split pushing thing that I was talking about, but with the SB Darkseer, that's a dual offlane right there. So now they can actually pressure whoever they want to with it.
Now, the last time, if I'm not mistaken, it was a Darkseer and a Slardar. And it, they didn't even play it together in the same lane.
No, that was that Darkseer. Yeah, you're right, the Slardar.
Yeah.
That's the CIS Gambit.
That was the problem, yeah, from Empire. Now the question is, are they going to do that here from paiN? Are we actually, because I want to see the Spirit Breaker with an Iron Shell, you know? Got to get in there, get a little bit dirty. But we also don't know who the position one's going to be. So if you're a Mineski right now, you can either think, like, heroes that are good against Darkseer in lane tend to be like Juggernaut. I guess Ursa's like kind of okay just because you can deal with the Iron Shell quickly. You can just like kill the creep, but then you have to pick an Ursa. Isn't exactly ideal, so.
What about Troll for paiN? They've got the Spirit Breaker, so the Bash Brothers, you know, a little attack speed. Is that too greedy?
I feel like we're going to get a Void from Mineski, and then that could be, I don't know if I'd want to play Troll into that.
That's fair.
I think Troll's overkill. It's too farm reliant. It's not really that great against Pugna. It's not really that great against Shadow Fiend. I feel like
that's true.
It kind of fills the same role as what Lycan does. I don't think they go for that. They could do, I mean, what are they missing? Their second, or their mid hero, I guess, so.
What about Lina? That is a lady we haven't talked about too much for paiN, but
I don't know if I want to do her against Pugna, against Kunkka. That sounds kind of dangerous.
Okay, Purge, who here is good against Pugna? Do we have any options?
Yeah, you know.
Whoa!
Wow.
Okay, well, this game's over. Thank you, Mineski. paiN Gaming.
This is voted the worst hero in Dota 2 right now, I think. Bristleback.
Yep.
He shows up a lot in these pools, and I keep thinking, you know, we talk about heroes like, oh, well, if there's no counters in the pool, this hero could be good. So that's what Captain's Draft is for, but so far he hasn't really shown up, and now...
You buy Silver Edge and the hero just flops over.
Kind of. I mean, I think the reason they're drafting him here is because they're anticipating the Spirit Breaker Darkseer, so they put this like, and Bristle can do this like hybrid carry kind of thing. Put him in the safe lane, get some Bristleback, that way the Iron Shells that are hitting you as you're running away don't deal as much damage. Against a Lycan, it's kind of the same thing. Lycan can't stop you from turning until he gets like Abyssal Blade. So you just turn away from him. You can kill the wolves quickly with quills. Like as a whole, they just can't deal with Bristle very well right now. Like it's maybe not the best hero, but I think it works really well against what paiN's drafted so far.
And he can still have that snowball momentum, sort of like you're talking about in the mid game. Oh, I heard Sunsvan from backstage grunt for that one. Wow, that's a Centaur War Runner.
Yeah. Okay, so there we go. So probably support Pugna then. I'll just have to be a little bit greedy.
So it's a safe lane Bristle then, it looks like.
Oh boy.
Probably, yeah. Probably safe lane Bristle. Kind of interesting, but...
Things you don't want on a Pugna Bristle team. Boys that can beef up and run at you and kill you. Guess what paiN Gaming has? A Spirit Breaker and a Darkseer. Just about the best run at you, beat you up, and kill you combo you could possibly have. They're going to round it out with that nice Slardar pick right here.
I don't even think it's that bad though. Like I feel like the Kunkka kind of solves a lot of these issues. If Centaur gets a stun, there's always going to be a Torrent follow-up and maybe a boat. Like they have a lot. They have decent disables. They have tanky frontliners between Bristle, Cent, and maybe SF later. And I feel like the Pugna and the Kunkka can sit at the back.
Is it a potential Necro game for paiN? It might be hard to work in, but I always think of Necro as a solution to those really beefy, like Centaur, Bristleback types.
I like what you're thinking there. Percentage-based, you know,
yeah,
kill on the ultimate. Yeah.
There's no way. I don't think he lanes well against Shadow Fiend at all. Like, he would just get wrecked by Shadow Fiend in lane. Like, and he has to stand next to Shadow Fiend to even do damage.
I'm doing panels with you, Purge. It's just,
like, there's just not, like, look at paiN's lineup right now. They don't have enough, like, I'm going to do damage moments. And Necro comboed with that, they could get, like, one kill. And maybe Lycan can run people down, but they need something that's more active. And I think Dragon Knight's a good, it's an okay solution. Gives them a stun, it gives them a nuke.
So we will need some predictions.
I do have an announcement to make.
Okay, quickly.
Before
Yes.
predictions, very quickly, everybody in the audience, we are going to have Team OG coming for your signing session. They're going to be behind there, and there's going to be a panel with OG and Empire. It's going to teach you how to be a good ganker, and it will be happening in a half an hour from now. So everybody in the audience, enjoy. Those of you at home should have came.
So
jerks,
come tomorrow.
Thank you. So predictions
Get on a
quickly.
plane.
Predictions. I'm going with paiN Gaming. Let's go. Run at them.
Yeah, Mineski, I think, is a safe pick here. I think their draft is better, for sure.
Yeah, I also like the Mineski draft. I feel like the Shadow Fiend's just going to get out of control. I don't really like the option for the mid lane.
Well,
the Spirit Breaker's going to be too stretched.
You know, paiN, even if I liked your draft, I don't think I'd pick him anyway. That social media slam cut me to the quick, and I'm holding a grudge. I'm all Mineski. Let's see this thing be a 2-0. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
No offense.
Right there. They're right there.
All right, guys. We've got this game ready to start. Let's throw it over to our casters. Sunsfan and Cinderin once again.
Sunsfan and Cinderin here. We got a center.
I like that that's the only thing you focus on in this game.
That's literally the only thing that matters.
That's the highlight of this game for you.
I mean, we never get to see this hero anymore. You know, he has a very high win rate.
Bristleback either. I guess Eternal Envy has played it somewhat recently.
Yeah, I cast a lot of games with Envy spamming this hero. It doesn't matter how many times they lose, they're going to pick it. Doesn't matter how hard you counter, you're going to pick Bristleback. But Centaur, on the other hand, not so much, my friend. Whose lineup do you like?
I liked what paiN were doing until they picked Dragon Knight. I don't think that was the right hero for this game. Not because he's not good for their lineup and what they want to do. Like, they have multiple heroes that want to fight, use Ion Chill, and go in and team fight and want to just go in and turn those fights into towers, which is nice. But I'm just worried that the Shadow Fiend is going to have a way too good time. Like, Dragon Knight is one of the worst heroes in lane against Shadow Fiend, and Shadow Fiend is notorious for being this kind of hero.
We actually saw this yesterday.
Fragile.
Shadow Fiend destroying a DK.
He destroyed Dragon Knight. And it's just one of those heroes where when you're playing in Shadow Fiend, you generally don't like seeing him have a good time in lane. The hero's biggest weakness is his early laning stage, where you can pressure him and gank him a lot and just kill him off. And this Radiant lineup don't really have the best tools against him, and then they pick a lane matchup that is Shadow Fiend favored as their last pick. This is something you should remember. This is the 10th pick of the draft, was the Dragon Knight. They had other options. I felt like paiN had to pick Lina, even though you kind of don't want to pick it into Pugna, but you have to think more about your laning stage and just letting your lineup come together that way. Because let's say Dragon Knight is good. What if he gets destroyed in lane? Is the hero really good here? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see how it goes for HFN.
Because we haven't seen that big of a sample size with Dragon Knight since the talent changes, which I think I would want to say, compared to other heroes, I don't want to say drastic, but probably changed more than the average hero.
Yes.
In terms of being able to actually change the way that you play. So the damage, of course, the Dragon Blood HP regen being at level 20 is huge.
Yeah, a lot of the time I actually see people get GPM. I don't really like that. I feel like you take the other skill almost always. It's, what is it, you get twice armor and HP regen, so it's, you get 12 armor and 10 HP regen from that.
I mean, if they have like a silver, I mean, obviously Silver Edge will destroy that completely. That's one big caveat with that, but I suppose
can't break passive gold with Silver Edge.
Yeah. What if that was the case? Boy,
that would make like no difference.
You'd lose like 50 gold though. That's pretty good.
You would lose like 10.
Just think about the economic damage that could be done.
And the mental damage.
Yes.
I am not earning money right now. So,
I mean,
okay.
How it works against Alchemist, though.
Let's have a look at the laning, though, because this is not what I was expecting at all. Mineski are actually going to put their Shadow Fiend in the safe lane. I don't know if they were expecting some sort of lane swapperoo from paiN Gaming to try to catch them off guard, but they've put the Shadow Fiend safe lane and put their Kunkka mid against Dragon Knight, which is also a good matchup for Kunkka. He's going to be totally fine here.
Yeah,
but
it feels like it doesn't matter what they put. It's still a good matchup.
I think Shadow Fiend does not have that good of a time in the safe lane, though. Like, the hero itself just wants that mid lane solo XP as much as possible. As it looks right now, Moon is getting a great start, though. He got 3 CS under tower against the Darkseer, so he's going to be very happy with that. And the Spirit Breaker hasn't even shown presence yet. He's actually just hiding up here and not really doing much for now. Pada will be playing in the mid lane with the Jakiro to help out the Dragon Knight. There's a charge top. They're doing some damage, but Moon should be just fine here. And look who's here. It's the position for Centaur.
Oh, no, I didn't know that. Okay. Now I'm not excited about this. Damn you. You know, this hero is actually very... I think we've had this conversation many a time, my friend. What would you rank his stun on the list of stuns? Because I have it dead last in the entire game. As far as effectiveness. He gets it level 1.
Yep.
We'll get
Let's
to
see how
it here.
ineffective it is. Really bad stun.
I mean, as a position for whatever.
Really
Rage
bad
is going to miss,
2-second
unfortunately.
stun.
Nice blocking. That's the benefit of being a fat centaur. You can block a thing or two. Good
What I'm going to do
hitboxes.
for you, I'm going to go look at the hero list, and then I'm going to find you a worse stun.
Okay, good luck. Good luck, have fun. I've looked at it many times. Mushi right now getting harassed a bit by the Jakiro / Dragon Knight, but...
All right, Earth Spirit stun level 1.
Oh, that was actually a really good hook stomp. All right, I am being proven wrong right now. Duster's in quite a bit of pain. No pun intended. He's healing up a bit, though. The Iron Shell dealing a considerable amount of damage, but see who actually comes out first. Jabs will get the first blood, and Tabo will take another blast for his trouble. So Jabs, I mean, it's effective so far, I have to say. Being this tanky position 4 that doesn't really care if he's taking damage or not.
It means so much that they are down there so long. I mean, it's one thing that this hero dies, but Tabo lost a lot of experience. Top, the Shadow Fiend is level 3 and Top's level 1, which really would not be happening. I think the Darkseer should be having a much better time than this. It's cost them a lot, and now they have to leave the Shadow Fiend alone. So, all in all, this laning from Mineski has worked out. I'm still wondering what the logic was. Like, why not just put the Shadow Fiend mid? Do they think he's going to get countered too hard by Jakiro or Spirit Breaker together with Dragon Knight? I think he would have actually been just fine, and they could put Kunkka top, but it might also be something with player preference on the heroes they're playing, something like that.
Yep, could be.
Either way, it worked out well for them. So
big Kunkka fan here in the mid lane. Okay, charge.
Good bash.
Nice bash. Good RNG there for Duster, but not going to be enough damage to actually take out Ice in the meantime. See the breathe fire coming out to Mushi, mitigating a little bit of that damage. Centaur's going to TP in.
Malefice level 1 is also way worse than Centaur's stun level 1.
Malefice?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about level 1 stuns.
I'm playing a lot of Earth Spirit lately.
I'm talking about stuns in general.
Yeah.
They're leveled up all the way.
Oh, okay, the last max level.
Yeah, max level
spell. That's different. Because then Malefice is a lot better, and the Earth Spirit stun's actually good too.
I like how you still, you're just looking at the hero list and not the game.
My goal is to prove you wrong in general.
I know. Well, we actually have plenty of time now to look at the hero list, so please go through every single one for us. What do you think?
What else is a bad stun?
Troll
on
Warlord.
Max level, a worse stun than Centaur stun. How good is Centaur stun actually at max level?
It's pretty bad, let's be real. Oh, okay, Slax is telling us that the OG signing session is now for everybody in the crowd. If you'd like to follow that big boy into the wherever area he's going to. He might end up in the bathroom though, so be careful. Actually not sure where the signing session is.
I would definitely,
probably in the back of the
I would definitely advise against following Slacks in general in all aspects of life.
I don't know, dude. He's got a lot of followers these days. I call him it's a cult following, but that's the scary part, though. You know, they'll pretty much do anything he wants. All right.
Mana Void.
Are you serious?
Mana Void is a worse stun than Centaur.
It's a mini stun. That doesn't count.
It is a stun. You can't just...
Okay, that's part of the skill that's really good. That's literally just the skill.
It also deals damage.
I hate you, Duster. He's taking some damage from Ice Ice, who's extremely tanky right now. Hook stomp, another pause though, as we have 15%. Is that packet loss, perhaps?
Guess his Spirit Breaker isn't bashing it up.
Maybe there's some plans that the hook stomps have actually had 100% accuracy so far this game.
My God.
I mean, it's not the easiest spell to get off, you know. And Duster again, he's gonna. Oh, he's doing a lot of damage to Bristol back there. Actually gonna get the kill, and Duster's gonna walk away with very little HP. Jabs, he's trying to bait it, but Jabs actually gets the kill and taunts, picks up the double edge now. He's dropping a very low. And
Did you see what Duster was doing? He dropped and picked up his Orb of Venom twice in front of the Centaur as a taunt, and then he got killed.
That sounds normal.
But I think
for paiN.
Okay, so I think if he didn't do it, if he just ran away, the Centaur might not actually have died to that Jakiro. So yeah, I mean, I guess there's a bit of a silver lining there. I'm sure that was good somehow.
Tavo level 2 right now, 4.5 minutes in the game, only 5 CS to speak of. I mean, you talked about how Shadow Fiend obviously would have done great in the mid lane, but I mean, he's doing amazingly in the top lane, in the safe lane right now.
Absolutely, it's good farm. But you need to also
nice block, Tavo. Oh, the raise connects from Moon. And that's another kill on the way of Mineski.
Gotta look at the other side though as well. Chiven is having a good time mid. I think the Dragon Knight is having a much better time than he would have against Shadow Fiend. He's actually beating out Mushi decently here. Ahead by 7 DS currently.
But Jabs is coming. Yeah, level 2 Centaur, ready to go.
Mushi just X'd himself for some reason.
Sure has something to do with the 15%.
Animation can't blink once, but he actually did cast it and Chiven figured it out.
Yeah, I mean, HFN's gonna be a very tough kill now, level 4.
He's decently out-leveled, actually. Why is Mushi so far ahead on XP? I guess Kiro came in and took a bit
Jakiro's been there for quite a while. Yeah. Jakira's level 3, so
yeah,
it does make sense.
Mushi's almost a full level ahead with the same amount of denies, more or less, as Dragon Knight. But it's fine.
Oh, we have a charge onto Mushi. HFN is there as well with the Breathe Fire. We have TP support from the level 2 center who's going to cancel it, actually. X marks the spot into Torrent. And Mushi's like, hey, I don't really need help. It's 1v3. I'm good to go.
Some decent pressure. They get the TP cancel, like you said, so at least some sort of response being forced.
Oh, Tavo. BM. Shrine has been used. Hoof Stomp is there. Double Edge Nether Blast. Well, charge comes in though. Might be able to be enough to save Tavo's life. Another right click comes in. Looks like they might get through. Jabs taunting his way up the cliff. He will fall to the Jakira. So perhaps a little overextension, a little overconfidence.
I don't think they had a way out of that. He just kept running because
he had to commit.
Yeah, if he turns around, he's also going to die. I think he was already, when the moment he's slowed by Jakira there and Spirit Breaker's behind him, he will die. Spirit Breaker's boots and all the venom, he's not getting it. But it's still going extremely well for Mineski overall on the laning stage. The main thing to point out is how bad of a time Darkseer is having. He's level 3, minute 6, and the offlane Bristleback is level 6 on Mineski. That's such a big difference.
Oh boy, we got the X into the Shark with Moon's Shadow Rays. That is more than enough damage to take out the Dragon Knight.
Really high magic damage burst on this Dire lineup, together with Decrepify. They have some nice amplification synergy with... They have the minus armor from Goo together with Shadow Fiend Aura. And then they have the minus magic resistance with Decrepify.
And then they have Hoof Stomp.
And then they have Hoof Stomp, which both deals damage and stuns.
Thank you.
Really good.
Well, HFN still only level 5 right now, so trying to get to that very important level 6 to be able to pressure the tower. Mushi doing the old X marks the spot trick. Back to base.
Easy refill on the bottle.
Easy, easy peasy. What do you think about the change to no bottle curling?
I think it's...
How has it impacted the game in your, since you're a big mid laner?
Yeah, mid is my favorite lane. I love mid.
Hey, you started mid though. Night Stalker mid back in the day.
That's back when mid lane was fun to play. It's been a couple
now
years.
You have to be good to play. Is that what you're saying?
Mid is not what it used to be, man. Mid is a tri lane.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Oh, HFN. X marks a spot. Another Shark coming in. It's going to connect. Do they have enough damage? Hoof Stomp is there with the double edge. It's a lot of magic damage, but...
Bit of a mess up there from Ninja Boogie. He decrepified a creep. That's why that was a bit of a mistake. He was standing in the middle of the creep wave. It's not... It happens. Sometimes you just mess up.
All right, there's the Dragon form popped. Relatively low HP, but not really expecting anybody to come in. Duster, though, level 3 on Spirit Breaker. Hoof Stomp being faked. The Goo should slow him down enough. Nope. Good charge out, and the Spirit Breaker will live to see another day.
See, now you can't even make the case that it's a bad stun, because he didn't even use it, so you don't get to see it. That is definitely an argument.
I don't know where you're going with this, buddy.
It's a really bad argument. I was sure you could appreciate that. That's how you generally think.
I hate so much the Dragon Knight right now. A little bit of damage to Mushi, but not really much damage to the tower as of yet for this Dragon Knight in the first Dragon form.
And you know who's being quiet all this time? Lycan is actually...
I literally forgot there was a Lycan.
We haven't even talked about him. He's been in the safe lane just farming. He's breaking even with the Bristleback with his 1-2-4 build. He has a Helm the Dominator. This is a build that has been popularized lately as we miss a kill mid. Did we see it? Oh, JJ, that's our observer. Ooh. Might as well have you do it, actually. It's like no difference. I told you earlier. It doesn't matter.
Poor JJ.
But Helm of the Dominator has been popularized lately on Lycan. You get Helm of the Dominator, and you have the Feral Impulse, so your creep is actually a lot stronger. And then you go into mostly Treads and Necronomicon, and then you hit this extreme timing where all of your Necronomicon units and your Helm of the Dominator creep have the haste of your ulti, they have the Feral Impulse, and you're just extremely powerful for like 10 minutes. And if you use that timing well, you get Roche, you get towers.
What happens after the 10 minutes, though, is the question.
Lycan has a tendency
Darkseer gets X'd after using Surge. He's decrepified right now. You have to think this is going to be an easy kill if he can get the Hoof Stomp up with a nice stun. Charge coming through as well. There's the wall from Darkseer. Hoof Stomp connects onto 1, and there's a slow from the wall onto Jabs, and he's going to walk away with that illusion. Meanwhile, in mid lane, looks like Moon trying to get off his Requiem of Souls. He does so. It's going to mitigate a little bit of damage from King RD, but he will drop nonetheless. The Death Requiem not enough to get a kill for himself. X marks the spot in the top lane with the Breathe Fire, but he is completely surrounded. This should be enough for the kill with another couple right clicks, but charge again. Duster has been on point with this Spirit Breaker. It might cost him his life, but well worth it.
Damn, he did.
In fact, he's going to walk away. He's a big fat cow. He's good to go.
Yep.
I'll take that.
All right, so, well, Dragon Knight's first Dragon form did not get him a tower. He's currently level 6. He made that rotation to top, and they moved the Lycan into mid to kill Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend level 10 and Dragon Knight level 6 currently, so a big discrepancy between the two. Obviously, Kunkka, I guess, is the one we should compare him to. He's almost level 8. He was playing in Dragon Knight.
He's going in deep. He's taking a lot of damage from that tier 1. Okay. HFN pops his ult. Ninja Boogie? Okay,
yeah,
well, that Spirit Breaker is just dead. Fortification. Ninja Boogie on the run.
Love me some ghost cookies.
He's going to go down to the dot of HFN. Moon, in the meantime, it's a 1v1 battle. He's going to miss the second raise. HFN keeping close, knowing that that's on cooldown right now. In the meantime, looks like Mushi chasing this poor Darkseer. The X connects, another right click will do the job. HFN in the meantime, double edges there, and one last raise from Moon with that reinforcements coming in is enough.
That's such an awkward moment to play Dragon Knight in. You go in melee with the Shadow Fiend so he can't raise you, but you can't really get away. You stand in melee for as long as possible. The Centaur runs up and stuns you, and then you have to disengage and you get killed by the longer raises. He didn't really have any way out of that.
Look at Ice. Oh yeah, that must feel really good. Taking out these stacks just by hitting W. Good clean here. What's the build on? Are you just going to go tank this game like Vanguard? Is Hood necessary? There's a decent amount of magic, but not an exorbitant amount.
I think it's a really good Crimson Guard game. It's a very nice item against Lycan, especially when you go Helm the Dominator. There's even an additional unit you can deal with the Crimson. I would like to see him go that. I think when you go Vanguard like this, you more often than not want to upgrade it. Like Vanguard itself is not that popular of an item. Most of the time we see it purchased, it is with Crimson Guard in mind. We'll see what Ice does. Like you said, I mean, it's not a bad pipe game either. I think, you know, it's decent against Dragon Knight, the Iron Shells, Jakiro. But more importantly, I think at this point you itemize against Lycan, because if you look at the flow of the game, King RD is the one hero that can win this game for paiN right now. Nobody else on the Radiant is having a good game, but he's level 11.
Oh, we're seeing the shenanigans come to play now. Dragon Tail comes out, so no Nether Blast for that tower. Trying to finish that bad boy off is Mineski. HFN defending with his life. How much damage done to the tier 1 mid for paiN here? Okay, half HP right now.
I think they want a Dragon Form connect here, ideally. Use the Lycan. He's very strong. He went Solar Crest actually on Lycan, so they can empower their Dragon Knight a lot more.
All right, we're gonna have TP support here. HFN already popped the ult. X marks the spot into the Shark. Oh my god, that is so much damage with the Decrepify. And in comes Mushi with the right clicks. This should be more than enough as HFN is completely surrounded. Ice taking that kill. It's a 1-for-1 though. Pugna did fall. Looks like Ice is gonna continue to pressure Duster with the Nether Blast onto Mushi. Doesn't look like anything's going to come of that Ice Blast, though. As Duster coming in with the charge, trying to mitigate as much damage as he can onto Tabu, who gets off his Surge and will live as a result of the sacrifice of that fat cow. Meanwhile, King RD, level 11, Shapeshift is no longer there, so Hoofstop connects. Mushi not really dealing that much damage right now, but here comes Shadow Fiend with a double raise. And that's a 3-for-1, I believe.
Makes you wonder how that fight would have gone for paiN if they were all in position when they started that siege. I feel like Dragon Knight jumped the gun a bit on just running in with Dragon Form, and they just immediately went on him. His team wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
Lycan had to come in from the side, the Darkseer wasn't in position, and I like the play from paiN. I just think they need to be a little bit more crisp with their team execution, and Mineski are just playing fast.
Tabo is just killing himself with this Nether Ward right now. Another raise should do the job of the right click. In fact, there'll be 2 raises on top of that. Moon really on target this game. Duster is in the trees. They know he's there. Oh, is he going to take this? Okay, if that was me, I would have taken that.
You want to take the cloak? Sure. Yeah, I would have taken the cloak.
Sure. Maybe he thought it was an Iron Branch. He didn't have enough time to click it.
It's like, how much do you value your life? It's an 1100 gold swing. I mean, technically not. You can't use the cloak, right? So it's 550.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's worth. If he had another chance, he would have done it for sure.
Well, we've got a really, really big gold lead for Mineski again, just like in game 1. And I feel in a way we have the same thing that needs to come from this paiN Gaming lineup. They need to play more as a team, play faster together. Whereas Mineski, you can just tell that they're more confident in their moves. They're just playing quicker, they're playing off each other, going with the right amount of heroes into place, playing fast. And just securing these kills essentially by using X-Mark. It's been the primary ability of the game for them so far. This Mushi mid Kunkka has had a very high impact.
Oh boy. Moon is invisible right now.
Dead.
King RD. Well, looks like bottom lane going to find a kill though. Centaur does die. But Moon with the Record of Souls is a lot of damage. It's half HP. King RD trying to get away, but the double raise again from Moon, aka Nana. He absolutely destroys the position 1 Lycan for paiN.
It hurts twice as bad on Lycan to die when you use your ulti as well.
Yeah,
it won't happen when he comes back.
Ghost ship. Into the Ghost Ship again. This Dragon Knight is being controlled left, right, and center. Attempting to TP out. It's going to be close. He gets out just in the nick of time. But the interesting thing about this paiN Gaming lineup, we talked about yesterday as well. It's a similar lineup with Jakiro, Dragon Knight, and taking down towers. They only have one right now in the top lane.
Yeah,
And in the meantime, you have Lycan and Dragonite, both kind of transformation heroes. That's a big timing window for Mineski just in general to work around.
Absolutely.
And we've seen a lot of these ults being used to no effect.
Yes, you have to use the dragon form to deal structural damage. You have to come together as a team and use it, or if you pick Jakiro, you technically could just use Jakiro to do it and not pick Dragon Knight, but they did choose to go for the Dragon Knight, and I feel like it's kind of not really had that high of an impact this game. I know HFN plays a lot of the very individualistic, strong mid laners, so I think Lina was definitely on the table, but I think he didn't want to play it because of the Pugna alone. Netherward is obviously super annoying to deal with, but looking at the big picture, I think Lina would have won this lane against Kunkka, for example, and maybe been able to take this tower that they haven't done yet. They still have the other solutions, so anyway, that's in the past. They need to make the Dragon Knight that they have work right now, and he is moving up toward top, so I'd like to see the rest of them connect with him somehow, either with a smoke or just movement, and then play around him with the Lycan.
More than anything, I'm just surprised that the Darkseer has very little farm at this point.
Yes.
Obviously, the X is a huge counter to the hero. I think we've only seen him get initiated on once or twice at the most.
1, 2,
Speaking
3.
Yep. He went for the spell amp talent onto Shadow Fiend as well at level 10, along with the 40 move speed, so.
Pretty standard stuff.
Are we going to be seeing any, so he did go Shadow Blade, obviously we've seen that a couple times now. He's actually going straight Silver Edge, it seems. Oh, okay, Dragon Knight, that makes sense. We talked about this already. So at level 20, if he ever gets there, you're not taking that. I think you just don't take that talent, right? If somebody writes the Silver Edge?
On
you actually,
Dragon Knight?
Yeah. Let's say you really want to go it, but they have a Silver Edge. You just don't pick it, right?
It's debatable. It depends what you itemize, right? You have a BKB, you can do something about it. I don't know. I feel like it's just it's such a strong talent regardless. Oh, mid lane, they're going to charge. They're using Lycan ulti as well. They need to get this kill. They've committed so much.
It's not a whole lot of damage. A Stampede is popping. They're just turning the tables now. HFN is here as well. In fact, Ice is just completely surrounded, but he's feeling very healthy for the time being. Here comes the boat. It's going to mitigate a lot of damage for Ice as well. Gets charged again. Still living through this engagement with that Vanguard hood. And there's the Shadow Fiend with a huge Requiem of Souls. HFN gets X back into place, and it looks like that last raise will finish him off. It's a 2-for-0. All of that expended on Ice, and he still somehow lives.
Most of the time you don't want to go on Bristleback like that unless you have specific counters, and they don't really have very good counters to Bristle. They have the Solar Crest of King RD, which they use, but it just wasn't enough, and it just goes to show how far Mineski really are ahead on gold. I was saying, when you use this much in the Bristleback, you better get something out of it. I don't think they should have gone on him in the first place, but when you're committed, and then you try to get that kill. But Ice kited them around pretty nicely there, made sure to turn his back effectively, used his hood, and they couldn't take him down. And they had multiple kills from Mineski, plus a tier 2. I would imagine they have Ice on Roshan very soon. With what level is Goo? It's level 3 Nasal Goo. It's pretty good against Roche. It's Shadow Fiend Aura. Shouldn't be too difficult. And of course, a big factor in that fight that we didn't really talk about much in this game at all, Stampede, I feel like hasn't really been used all game, but in that fight, good for getting Ice out of trouble.
X-Boat again, half HP. There's the, okay, Moon's just going to come in, right-click, casual, Shadow Blade, no big deal. Easy kill again. 13k lead for Mineski at 18 minutes. This feels even more of a lead than last game, I believe.
Yes, I think so. And it really...
And the problem with this is Dragon Knight in general is just hard to come back on this hero if you get a rough start. How does Lycan fare in situations like this, generally speaking? Depends on how other lanes are doing. You can still come back, or?
Yeah, it's like Lycan is a strange hero in that way, because you transform and you use all your stuff and you're strong relative to the game state. That's why when Lycan is ahead, he feels like a monster sometimes, and when Lycan is behind, he can be on par by using all his stuff. But generally when I play from ahead, but he has, the problem is he has no one to turn to in this game, right? There's nobody else that's going to carry Lycan out of this trouble. Dragon Knight is very underfarmed. Darkseer just got a 20-minute mech mana boots, which is very low farm for that hero. The supports are essentially 2 position 5s this game. Both Spirit Breaker and Jakiro have no items. There's just nobody that can really bring this together, except they have to set up Lycan to kill heroes. And I'm afraid, again, similar to last game, the window of opportunity is just closing, or has closed already. There was this time earlier in this game, King RD's level 11, he has Solar Crest and a Helm of the Dominator. That's when you have to take a fight around the Roche Pit, or get multiple Iron Shields running and just run at them and take a fight. But they lost, the moment they lost that Dragon Knight in front of the tier 1 tower mid, I felt like they lost so much momentum. That was their time that they should have got a good fight, and they just got shut down really hard.
And Mineski with the smoke gank attempt right now. Don't think they're going to catch anybody right now. Of course, we're talking about how far behind paiN Gaming are, but one spell on their team benefits from that, and that is the wall. The stronger your enemy, the stronger your spell, in theory.
Well, you don't need to be behind, though.
I know. I'm really trying here, buddy.
Yeah.
Another issue is Tavo is just so underfarmed. He's still going for these tanky items that you typically see done at this point of the game, I would say, in normal. I mean, he really needs a blink dagger. He needs some way to initiate to be able to get these vac walls off.
I think he has to go blink. I don't think this hood or pipe is going to do anything.
Okay, the Raccoon comes out. Not that much damage, actually.
Stampede.
Does mitigate a lot, though. Yep, Stampede putting them in pretty good position. Nether Strike coming out. Looks like Jabs can take the brunt of that damage. But here comes the Shark. 2 dead right off the bat for paiN Gaming, and Centaur somehow lives through this engagement. And Pada looks to be next on the list, as that's going to be 3 dead in the blink of an eye for paiN Gaming, and this should be a free roach, if not more.
They could go down mid if they wanted to. Shadow Fiend is very healthy, and they have Pugna as well. HFN is X marked. He's going to get torrented. He's standing still. Eating a tree.
Yeah, we've seen this time and time again.
Jabs is taunting.
Who gets the kill? Let's make some bets. It's gonna be, okay, I wasn't going to say anything.
I feel like this game hasn't been the best case for you about Centaur stun being pretty bad. Jabs has been landing some really good stuns this game. Maybe it's the player, not the stun, Shannon. Maybe Jabs is just really good.
You still haven't given me a stun that's worse as the main skill.
Mana Void?
Shut your mouth. There's going to be a free racks here from Mineski. As, remember, this is the best of 3. This is game 2, so single elimination for the playoffs. So if paiN Gaming do indeed lose this game, they are out of the tournament. They will be the first to go home. In fact, there will be 3 going home today.
And as we should remember, just based on this matchup as well, Mineski were, of course, top of their group.
Right.
Clearly showing themselves to be one of the favorites to winning this whole thing. They were very strong in their group, showing against both VG Gaming and Secret. And they're making pretty quick work of paiN Gaming in these 2 games so far. Have just looked completely on another level. So looking forward, unless paiN Gaming somehow managed to pull an incredible, miraculous comeback in this game, you've got to think about the later matchup that Mineski would be playing would be against the winners of EG and Secret.
Yeah, that's quite the match.
They're obviously watching this match, and I wonder if they're learning anything about Mineski. This is like some patterns that are showing in their drafting or laning.
Well, Blink Dagger used by HFN, but he's going to get surrounded again. BKB popped by Moon. Raises will connect. 2 out of 3, in fact. Decrepify comes out. And Dragon Knight is just in the middle of hell, it seems. Already popped his ult, of course, so even if he had buyback, wouldn't be able much.
Great stun with the awful Centaur stun.
I mean, they're 23.
So bad stun.
23k lead, Cinder. Come on, buddy. Let's be real here.
He's had good stuns all game.
That's true. He has played well.
Imagine in all of the, okay, let me tell you, in every move he made with Hoof Stun, if that was Mana Void, it would have had way less impact.
If they don't have any mana, maybe not. He could just get the kill straight up by himself.
I mean, who do you Mana Void this game? Darkseer is like the only hero that has any substantial mana pool.
Jakiro, kind of.
Sure. Okay.
Moon and company going to be taking out this.
Imagine every move he made that he had the relative same level of stun at the time. So he had level 1 Centaur stun. If he had level 1 Earth Spirit stun instead, he would have made no kills with it.
We're not talking about level 1. Stop getting back off track here. No one's interested in level 1 stuns. Nobody brought it up. You literally just made that up and tried to go with your argument that way.
HFN, sentry's down. He's standing still currently. Pondering.
Please cast them standing still.
King RD running at Bristle. They're trying to deal damage. Not going too well.
Yeah.
They've done about 50.
Yeah, this is rough.
Out of 2,000. So just got to keep going for 40 seconds. They'll get him.
Eventually, I mean, at this point, paiN just has to reside in their fountain, I believe. There's no way they can come out without dropping to the deck.
I think at this point, outside of some sort of tech issue, their chances of winning this game are coming to an end. Requiem of Soul Celebratory from Moon.
And GG's come out. Mineski. So with this win, they become top 4. So we're already getting DPC points. Or that's actually a...
That is correct.
I shouldn't say DPC. Points is already in there. It's DPC. DCP? Dota Circuit points? DCP.
Dota isn't it? Dota Pro Circuit points.
It sounds like a drug.
DPC Dota Pro Circuit.
Okay, well.
So you said DPC points. You did it right.
Okay, DPC
And then you corrected yourself. Now you just look stupid.
No, I'd never look stupid. How dare you? All right. So Mineski, they win in convincing fashion and will be going to the top 4 to face the winner of EG and Team Secret. And paiN Gaming, unfortunately, will be the first to fall here at Captain's Draft 4.0 Minor, presented by Events DC. You ready?
He wants to play Rock.